10. Unintended consequences. The law of unintended consequences applies to much in the world, and is just as applicable to the world in which you have been inserted by our kind. In terms of unintended consequences arising from an act committed or a step taken, there are three categories. There are the unexpected benefits. For instance, aspirin is used as a painkiller, but has also been found to be an excellent anticoagulant and is used to assist those with heart and circulatory problems. There are the unintended drawbacks. For instance, prohibition in the United States during the 1920s suppressed the alcohol trade. Its unintended consequence was to drive alcohol provision into the hands of organised crime, which resulted in those organisations becoming wealthier and better funded to expand their criminal activities. The final category concerns the perverse result. I have two favourite examples in this regard. The first became known as the Streisand Effect, whereby the actress and singer Barbra Streisand took legal action concerning the online publication of a picture of her home. Prior to legal action, only 6 people had downloaded the picture. Following her legal action, 420,000 people downloaded it as a consequence of the coverage of the case. There is much to be said to not drawing attention to something by complaining about it in the first place. The second example of a perverse result concerns the then British government's handling of venomous cobras in Delhi, India. It was decided that in order to encourage the local populace to hunt down and reduce the number of cobras, that a bounty would be offered for each cobra killed and handed in. Enterprising individuals decided it was easier just to breed the cobras rather than hunt them down, kill them and hand them in. Once the government realised that this was happening, they withdrew the bounty. The populace then released the now worthless cobras. Thus, the number not only was not reduced, but was actually increased. The unexpected drawbacks and perverse results are also applicable to you in terms of your dealing with our kind. Owing to the fact that most people do not know what they are dealing with, how we think, how we regard the world, and why we do as we do, these people approach any issue concerning us with what they think are sensible and well thought out intentions. They believe that dealing with us in a certain way will bring about a desired result, which will prove beneficial to them. This lack of understanding, incomplete analysis, and attempt to control something which they do not actually know how to control results in unintended consequences of the unpleasant variety. Here are 10 examples of that at work with regards to the narcissistic dynamic. Number 1. Giving us a dressing down. The intention is to put us in our place, so we know that you are displeased, so we do not repeat the behaviour. The unintended consequence is you provide us with fuel, and therefore we provoke you all the more as we realise how well, from our perspective, you react to our manipulations. Number 2, mirroring our behaviour. The intention is it will stop us doing what we are doing. The unintended consequence is we will just shift to a different manipulation and apply it with greater vigour against you. 3, telling everybody how awful we behave towards you. The intention is that people will believe you, support you, and turn against us. The unintended consequence is you are seen as the crazy one, your position is eroded, and ours becomes stronger. Number 4, you try to reason with us. The intention is that we will understand the error of our ways, and we will correct them, and you will feel satisfied with that outcome. The unintended consequence is you ignite our fury through this criticism of us by suggesting that we are wrong in some way, and you become frustrated and upset at your failure to make any headway with us. Number 5. You turn to one of our friends for help. The intention is that, whilst we may not listen to you, surely we will listen to our best friend, won't we? And therefore the problem will be resolved. The unintended consequence is that you are feeding information to our lieutenant. You are then seen as treacherous, and this helpful intention will be turned around and used against you. Number 6. You tell us everything about yourself. The intention is that by opening up yourself to us, you hope we will do the same, and therefore there will be mutual trust and understanding. The unintended consequence is you are handing us bullets which we will later fire at you based on what you have disclosed to us about your weaknesses, your fears, and your vulnerabilities. Number 7. You second guess us, anticipate, and dedicate yourself to avoid upsetting us. The intention is we should be pleased. You will not set us off in any way, and there will be peace and harmony in the household. The unintended consequence is you may achieve peace and stability, but at the cost of your sanity, your reason, sleep, nerves, and of course, this period of stability never lasts. Number 8. You play hard to get with us. The intention, by treating us mean, we will be keen, yes? The unintended consequence is we see this as a criticism. We will therefore lash out at you and go and find somebody else to triangulate with you who does what we want. Number 9. You tell us what we really are. Your intention is to gain the upper hand by letting us know that you know, and therefore you hope to cause us to reflect on our behaviour. The unintended consequence is that we deny what you are suggesting, we will not accept it, and we lash out at you for having criticised us in this manner. Number 10. You beg and plead for us to change. The intention is that since we apparently love you, this emotive display must surely go noticed, and we will respond in a constructive fashion. The unintended consequence is we just drink up this delicious fuel and keep pumping it out of you by hurting you further.